to show Nigeria the way where we are going decisively. His Excellency Colonel Akobondo, National Organizing Secretary, the microphone is yours.
Power to the people. Excellencies, starting from the technically and technologically savvy chairman of the e-registration and the executive governor of Edo State, Governor Obaseki, Your Excellency, the man of figures, Engineer Sheyi Makinde, the governor of Oyo State, and my own governor, the pillar of my strength, the governor of Abia State, His Excellency Dr. Okezie Igazu, the vice presidential candidate in the last presidential election that we actually won. Our governorship candidate and his lovely wife, distinguished Senator Ochefuife, the BOT, all the aspirants here, all our party leaders, our young people. Let me not forget those representing us at the House of Assembly, led by the minority leader, our very, very beautiful women, strong party leaders, our youth. I won't forget the men of the press who are providing the committee for e-registration. Welcome you to this great occasion. Time is fast spent, but let me give you a very short heads up on where we are coming from. E-registration has been attempted in this party. It started a long time ago. It never materialized until this working committee, after a long study, after a long process and consultations, the memo was sent to NEC, and NEC approved and also gave us one of the best hands this country has ever produced, Governor Obaseki, to champion the cause, to get our party into the digital highway. For us, this is the first step towards re-engineering our party management infrastructure to conform with the best practices in the world. This is the first step, and we have started. Since the launch of this e-registration, a lot has happened, but I won't bore you with that because I'm going to invite the man behind the wheel who is so far doing a marvelous job, to take us through that, after which we'll do some symbolic registration to show you how it works. It really works. And if you look at the dashboard, you'll see that Nigerians have keyed in because we want to sack this tormenting political party that is leading us today. It is now my honor and privilege, with every sense of duty, to invite. We don't have time. This exercise is all about, after which his colleagues, the governors, will comment and will take it from their excellency.
I haven't heard the women though. Women, the minute say you won. Let me hear you now. PDP! That is true. The power in our party belongs to the women. But the men are the ones who give it to them. The men, are you here? Oh yeah, let me hear you. PDP! Yes, power to the people. Your Excellencies, the great leaders of our party, please, because of time, let me rest on the protocols that have already been established. This afternoon, we are here on a very brief mission. Anambra State is the first state we are doing this. Our committee, that is the Committee on E-Registration, said that because of your upcoming elections on the 6th of November, let us come and test and test run this e-registration of our party in Anambra State. And I'm glad that we are here to do exactly that today. Because from what I can see in this room, we have a real party. You know, I was on the other side, so I can tell you that as far as I am concerned and as I've seen, PDP is the only party in Nigeria. I have been on the other side. All the other parties are SPVs, special purpose vehicles for election. After election, you don't see them. So the party in its wisdom has said, how do we rebuild our party? How do we build from bottom up? If you read our constitution, it's very clear. The party called PDP rests on the words. The words are the base of our party. So this e-registration we are launching today is going to be driven by the words, by the leadership in each of our 326 wards in Anambra State. And as God will have it, just as we are trying to say, come and join PDP, come and register with PDP, at the same time, we can register you with INEC if you are not already a voter. It is a very simple process. It is based on application. You go online, you say iampdp.com and the form will come up. Simple. You ask you your name, your address. We will ask you, are you already a member of our party? If you say no, he will say, okay, fine. They will now take your details to help you register with INEC. If you're already a member, it will continue to ask you to give us the details, whether you're already an office holder or not, where you live, and then after that, the person who is registering you, or if you are the one registering yourself, you take the phone, you take your picture, and that is it. Very, very simple process. Once you do that, all that information will come to us in Abuja. And from Abuja, we will print your identity cards and send it back to the wards. You understand? Why is this important? From our experience in Edo during the last election that brought me to power, we realized that with what INEC is doing now, it is going to be very difficult to rig an election. Real human beings must now come and vote. Not like before, where the results, they will now go and rewrite it in the collation center. In my own election, we were seeing the agents. As soon as we finish counting the votes in the polling units, the agents will post it auto instantly to our server. So we are seeing the result in your units. Just like INEC is also seeing the result in your units. So by the time you are going to the ward collation center, we already know what you are going to collate. Is that clear? So unlike before, when you say you bring security, you bring INEC, you don't go work again. That is why, because imagine each leader 100 members in every unit, minimum. Sorry, in every unit, even if you say you do 10 members in every unit, that will give you more than 100 in a ward. We never win the election. We never win the election. They go feel us. That is why this registration is very, very important. the leaders of our party at the world level must show us that they are the real leader. What's the leader mean? Leader means say you get follower. Not so? You feel it air? You feel it air? You have to lead people. This membership registration, leader, show us your followers. You understand? So this thing is resting on the leaders and the executive of every ward. Any leader that cannot bring members means say the leader no get person when they lead. Is that clear? And we can tell because every leader needs to call their boys and girls. Give them phone or make them use their phone. Give them credit. Make them enter markets. Make them enter everywhere. Make them look for people. Say, una come join PDP. Why must you join PDP? Now, una like wetin una dey see? No. Una happy with the food price when they go up every day? No. Una happy with the health spend when they kill people? No. How do you stop all of this? It's only by coming to join PDP. By becoming a member of PDP so that PDP can win the elections in Anambra, win the elections 2023 in Nigeria. PDP! So our e-registration is the lifeline for our party. Our party is a great party, but with e-registration, we can now see the greatness of our party. I am looking forward to Anambra State. I know if between now and the next 1 month, we're able to get the projected 250,000 members, we don't need to worry. All we need to do is make all the leaders buy cow ready that day. They will just carry our members, we go vote, we come back to go celebrate. Not so? PDP! Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I now have the singular pleasure and honor to formally launch the e-registration portal for the People's Democratic Party in Anambra State. Congratulations.
Oma of Oyo State, who is an engineer, a digital man. After him, our brother, who is actually the host, because he's the nearest person home here. He happens to be one of us. Engineer Magindre, you can now do your comment.
I bring you greetings from the government and the people of Oyo State. And the entire southwest zone of Nigeria. I especially recognize my vice chairman. I don't want them to deregister me from the PDP Governors Forum. So my Vice Chairman, sir. Let me also stand on the already established protocol. I have a very important engagement tomorrow, and I should have stayed back in Oyo State preparing for it. But because I want to identify with the people of Anambra State, I came today.
Because of that, we love you. Anambra State love you.
Thank you. I love you too. I love you guys. The governor of Edo State, who is our chairman of e-registration for our party, already briefed you and he has launched the e-registration. So I will only point out one or two things about your upcoming election. And I'm glad today, maybe you may not realize it. I came from the southwest, Governor Obaseki came from the south-south, my vice chairman came from the southeast and this zone, so you have the entire southern part of the country coming to identify with you today. Do not be afraid. Yes, you may look at your election and say, how are we going to pull through? By the grace of God, you will pull through. You will emerge victorious on November the 6th. I came into office, I was elected on the 9th of March 2019. As of the 8th of March 2019, PDP has only one member in the Oyo State House of Assembly. APC was controlling the local government, they were controlling the state government, and they were controlling the federal government. But by the end of 9th of March, we already defeated them, and we increased the number of honorables from that single honorable to 26 out of 32. I'm here to tell you that you can do it. They told us they were going to write the result, but at the end of 9th of March, we defeated them with over 154,000 votes. So please, don't be discouraged. Don't listen to them. When they say, oh, we'll write it. Just like Governor Obaseki mentioned, we were there on ground in Edo, and they couldn't write the result. So Anambra is not going to be any different. We'll be on ground in Anambra. Expect me during your election. Well, Governor Obaseki said, expect all of us, as you have seen us here, will be with you, will identify with you, and we will celebrate with you your victory on November the 6th, 2021. Thank you, and God bless you all.
He is an ordinary party man like me and you. During his work as the chairman of what they call Abia State Environmental whatever. But the young people, the youth of Abia, say, this is the man we want to be our governor. He is a good party man. And under Theodore Oji, they made it possible for Okezie Idaus to be the candidate of our party, and he became the governor. If Okezie can make it in Abia, you can make it in Anambra by being faithful and loyal to the party. I invite His Excellency Dr. Okezie Idaus, the Vice Chairman PDP Governors Forum, and the Chairman National Campaign Council for Valentine Ozigbo for Governor 2021.
Power to the people.
and the man who has made this possible today, Governor Obaseki. Through him, permit me to reach other very distinguished persons that are here, especially Governor of Anambra State. What we have here is a demonstration of the determination of PDP to show Nigeria the way to go in the 21st century. We cannot continue to remain analogous in our activities. We must migrate to the digital platform, and that is what we are trying to do. But it is strategic, as Governor Obaseki has said. I am also a product of youth and women mobilization. Our strategy for this election in November is to win at the various units, collect and follow the results to the World Collection Center, and move to the local governments and ultimately to the state. Anybody who tells you that there will be magic, that magic will fail in Jesus' name. If all of us mobilize at the unit level and win there and protect the votes there, I am sure that our victory is assured. Just yesterday, I hosted a ward meeting in my village, and I asked them to mobilize unit by unit. And in each of the 28 units in my ward, I have complete 17-man team, from coordinator to deputy coordinator to secretary to assistant secretary to the last man. And if all the 17 of them come with their wives and children, my brother, we have won election here in Anambra. Therefore, we must begin to demonstrate that we are determined to take our destiny in our hands by, first of all, coming out in numbers to register in our various units. This is very simple. You can deal with your registration from the comforts of your shop. You can deal with it from the balcony of your house. You can deal with it as you return from the farm. It is very convenient, and you can self-register yourself, and you get acknowledgement that you have been duly registered in our party. If you are tired of what is happening in our country today, you must take a step of faith, and that is by identifying with the People's Democratic Party. Therefore, I want to thank Governor Obaseki for the hard work of bringing us to the point where we can launch out in Anambra today. I want to thank the array of leaders and top party men that I have seen both on this back side of the table and in the audience here. I have no doubt whatsoever that if every leader takes on the responsibility of mobilizing from his unit, then we will win. But if we fail to take the bull by the horn, it means that we will struggle. This work is the work of everybody. It is not about Valentine, neither is it about any particular person, it is about us. Therefore, I am sure that this is a clarion call to Umu Okorobia, Umu Agbọghọbịa. No lie na say I spending paputa na awu na acha, because only awu na acha man awu na ha acha. We must seize our destinies in our hands. Umu Okorobịa niile biko unu pụta n'igwe na Anambra bịa mee register na party PDP. Ị na-emekwa register. This our device and platform will make sure you register for Nigeria na INEC. Iwi ike tụọ vote gị. O nwere ofu ihe ga-eme. I want to be surprised with the numbers that will turn out from today going forward. Because the kind of registration we will get back, it will encourage us in other states and Igbo to register accordingly. We know many young men are the thought of Nahaya group. I put a register, we have the numbers in every major city in this country, Nigeria. It was the other world, the next to the people. Every case has now been the doors. It is because Naya are to vote, Naya they register. We are too busy doing other things. Now to my container and Azahia. I just want to phone you waiting on the office with a pen, Kabu container again. Now the young now the islands in the mother got that sign. Now we must come out and embrace this program. Anambra State is in their hands today. The fate of Nigeria, Nobanakai. Anama, Ejo Hera, Nikike, Party, say that today we have successfully registered two very, very symbolic individuals and leaders of our party in this part of Nigeria. It's my pleasure. This is about the first time I'm handing over something to Oye Karikoram. Okupesa, I have been asked and directed to officially present to you your e-registration card, signaling the fact that I have a crazy oku. Never been to be no ever I know. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations, sir. Yes, sir. Let the card the incoming governor. Valentine Ozigbo.
The governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party, the one and only Valentine Ozigbo. PDP, power to the people. Thank you. Nico, I'm going to go straight. Of my darling one, Ozigbo, on behalf of my running mate, Mrs. Azoka and Mo Owele, on behalf of the great members of PDP in Anambra State, led by Ndubisi Bukoka, on behalf of the leader of our party in Anambra State, His Excellency Peter B, on behalf of our members of our National Assembly, especially my dear friend, sister, and chairman of the Campaign Council, most distinguished Senator Uche Lillian Ebunife, and on behalf of the members of the State House of Assembly who also represented, they were fully represented here by the minority leader and the leaders of the party, BOT, Maneni, and salute you. I want to especially welcome my big brothers that are here. I don't even know how to express how overjoyed I am today. Your Excellency, Governor Obaseki, you have been everything to this project. If not for Edo State, if not for what God used your deputy to do here, I know was inspired by you to conduct the fairest and freest primary in recent history in Anambra State. If not for the inspiration that I derive from you, I will not be here today as a candidate of PDP. So I want to thank you especially. You go win the election, go win.
I also want to quickly salute my dear brother and friend, Governor Obaseki for your state, who has also been a huge inspiration to me. And he has been everything that I want to be, both in the private sector and now in governance. If there's somebody I want to mimic in my governance style, you're the one. And I'm told you're also a man of numbers. And by the way, I'm also a mathematician. So it's on that note I want to thank you dearly. The three governors here have special bond with me that I will express when I have the time. But let me go to my own in-law. In case you have forgotten, my wife is from Abia. So my dear in-law, my dear big brother, Governor Obaseki, so thank you, and thank you. I want to start of our National Working Committee that are here. And especially His Excellency, the National Organizing Secretary from Colonel Austin Akobundu, my dear in-law as well. Thank you for coming. And also the National Publicity Secretary of a great party. Also all the aspirants that were on this race with me, represented here by Dr. Ifedi Ubenna. It's on that note I want to simply say to all of you here, thank you for coming, thank you for being part of this history. The essence of exercise has already been well spoken about. The importance of this is tremendous. It is important that we charge ourselves to be the #1 in the entire Nigeria as far as this e-registration is concerned. From the statistics we've already seen, Anambra is not doing very well. But clearly, with this launch today, what I am expecting to see